What is going on, everybody? Back with another video in the Model 3. In today's video, I wanted to discuss some of the things I love and hate about the Model 3. Now, keep in mind, I have only had this car for a little over a day, so this is not by any means a long-term usage review where I've had a lot of time to figure out what I really love and hate about this car. It's simply some initial impressions and things that I have really enjoyed in this vehicle and things that I think Tesla could have done a little bit better. So let's kick it off with the things I love and hate about the Model 3. So this is not really in any particular order, but the first thing I really love about this car is this single vent system. I think it's phenomenal. I mentioned this in my Tesla review, and what I love about it is how in most cars you will have the vents kind of hitting your hands or the steering wheel, so your hands will either be really hot or really cold. In the Tesla, the vent actually blows air through the middle of the steering wheel, so you're able to get it right on your face. You can feel the airflow, whether it's hot or cold, instantly cooling you down or heating you up, whatever setting you want it to. It's a lot better than the conventional vent system where you have to constantly adjust the vents in order for the airflow to be, where you want it to be. Now, moving on to the second thing I love about this car, that definitely has to do with this giant sunroof, moonroof system. I mean, it's phenomenal. I love sitting in the back seats and being able to look up and see the stars and see the sky. I mean, typically in the smaller sports sedans, they don't really have panoramic roofs. And when they do, they're typically already covered up by the back seats. You can kind of have a forward view, but you typically can't really look up into the sky and see the clouds and see the stars. Whereas in this car, the way it's designed from the rear trunk all the way over the rear seats, you have that view if you look up into the air, and it's just stunning. I think it looks beautiful. And like I had mentioned in my review, it's not super bright because this sunroof, moonroof is tinted, so you're not getting a ton of sunlight into the car, but at the same time, you're still able to see everything you want to see. So very good design on Tesla's part, and one of the things I love about this car. Moving on to number 3, I really love the interior quality of this vehicle. I know there have been a lot of complaints on the fit and finish of this vehicle, but I have no complaints. I mean, honestly, this car has better soft touch materials than a lot of other competitors. Everything from the bottom of this door panel is soft touch, to where my leg is touching this center arm console, that's soft touch, to even this like rubbery material on the dash, that's also soft touch material, which is surprising because there's really no scratchy hard plastic anywhere. There's one little panel underneath this center arm console that is, but you're never gonna touch that. And then everything else is pretty much soft touch material or carpeting. You've even got Alcantara suede over here. And let's not even get me started about the seats, because they are extremely soft and comfortable. You can tell that the leather is very high quality and it's very soft and comfortable to sit in. So if you're going on a long road trip, this would definitely be an easy car to drive in. Now, another thing I love about this car has to do with the heated seat option on this vehicle. The heated seats work amazingly well, much better than my Dodge Challenger, like I had mentioned in previous videos. It works instant. I mean, within 30 seconds, you feel your butt being warmed up. It also has it on the back of the seat as well, so that's nice for your lower back. There are 3 different settings, so you can adjust the level of heat. So there's a lot of different configuration with that, but nonetheless, really good job on Tesla's part for this heated seat function, because it works amazingly well. Now, the next thing I love about this car has to do with the acceleration. Woo! Wow. I mean, it is instant and it's stunning. This vehicle has a 0 to 60 of around 4.5 seconds. I think you can even get it quicker than that if you're under the right settings, but it is amazingly quick, and I don't think you need anything quicker than this. You even forget how fast you're going because of how quiet this car is, and there's no gear changes, there's no RPMs. I mean, it's just simply acceleration, and that's it. We're going to do another quick acceleration onto the freeway here. Whoa! That is crazy. It's crazy. I can never get tired of that. That's amazing. Now, once we get to highway speeds, the next thing I love about this car is, of course, the Autopilot feature. To activate it, you simply push down on the stalk twice, and it is in autopilot mode. Now, it's going to ask you to keep your hands on the wheel at all times, but you know, naturally you can let go and it will steer the car in whatever direction you want it to. If you do want to change lanes, you simply turn on the blinker for whatever lane you want to turn in, and the car will turn into that lane and then kind of center itself in the new lane that you're in. A really cool feature, and I think it's amazing that we have this level of autonomous driving in vehicles of 2018. I mean, it's crazy. It just shows how technology has advanced in the past 5 or 10 years. It's just phenomenal. Now, this is the point where I can eat a burger and read a book at the exact same time, which are the two things I love doing while I drive. Now, the first thing I hate about this vehicle has to do with the fact that there is no wireless charging standard with the car. So you have this little compartment here where you can plug in a smartphone, whether that's an iPhone or an Android device, but unfortunately there's no wireless charging capability. Now, there is an aftermarket part that you can get and plug in and it'll give you that wireless charging, but I just don't see why Tesla didn't do that from the get-go, because it's not that hard to do and a lot of other cars have it. Next up, I wish that the Tesla had 360-degree camera system. Right now, it has a wonderful rear view camera. I'm not going to complain about that. I mean, the high-def nature of this is stunning and probably the best in its class, probably the best I've ever seen. But there is no 360-degree camera, which a lot of other competitors are doing, and it's not that difficult to do, especially since there are cameras all around this car. They could have just utilized them a little bit differently. In addition, I don't see a blind spot monitoring system. I know that it does have it, because I can turn on the blinker and the car will merge into a different lane, which is still stunning to me. But why don't you have that alert for when you're driving not autonomously and you have your hands on the steering wheel and you want to change lanes? It'd be nice to have that blind spot monitoring system, just so I know whether something is in my blind spot or not. Now, the number 3 thing that I hate about this car has to do with the size of the glove compartment. I've mentioned this before. There's a lot of storage space in this car, especially with the front and the trunk as well, and the side door pockets. But I just wish that the glove compartment was a little bit bigger and more organized. It's kind of a mess every time you open it, and there's not much that you can fit in there. I mean, the owner's manual is essentially in this center display console, but it would be nice to have some kind of storage space there where I can throw something in, and maybe even have a vent that would cool or heat up the thing that I have in there. Again, just a very small little thing, but something that Tesla could have done. Next up, I think Tesla should have thrown in a head-up display in this car. Although it's not too big of a deal to turn to the right and see what speed, or whether I'm in park or drive, that's not a huge deal, but it would be nice to have that right in front of my eyes as I'm driving down the road and not have to constantly turn to the right just to see what speed I'm going, especially since, like I had mentioned in a previous video, this car is very difficult to tell what speed you're going. Just because it's electric, there's no sound, there's no gears, you're just going fast and you don't even know it. So it would be really nice to have that head-up display just in front of you so you can tell, oh, okay, I'm going 50 miles an hour. It doesn't have to be big, it doesn't have to be complicated, just a head-up display with a speed and maybe left and right turn signals would be helpful. I know it will take some getting used to just to turn your head to the right to be able to tell what speed and what position you are in the lane and etc. But again, it's simple technology. Heads-up display have been around for a very long time. I think that's something that Tesla could have just thrown in for keeping things easy and simple. The next thing I hate about this car has to do with, although I love the sunroof and the size of it, I wish at least the front panel would open, and even just tilting it upwards to let some air into the vehicle would be pretty nice. Now, I know that would hamper some of the aerodynamics of this vehicle, but regardless, it would be cool to have some sort of opening or something to show off this grandiose roof and have some of that exterior air flow into the vehicle, because it's kind of a shame that it doesn't open. Although it is beautiful, and again, like I said, one of the favorite things of this vehicle, I just think it would be really nice if it opened up and give you some of that sunroof feel like you have in a lot of other vehicles. And the last thing that I hate about this car has to do with the fact that they did not throw in ventilated seats and heated steering wheel. I think a lot of other cars are doing it these days, and they're really nice amenities to have, especially with a feature-packed car like this. I think it would be cool to have those features. Not that ventilated seats work very well, but the heated steering wheel would be nice in these cold 30-degree temperatures. And I think it's just a slight overlook on Tesla's part. Perhaps future models will have it, and perhaps some other models have it right now. Maybe the performance model or the base model will have it. But I think it's a simple thing to add in and something that other cars have, and would make this more competitive with those other vehicles. Well, there you have it, folks. Just a quick overview of some of the things I love and hate about this car. By no means is this a comprehensive list because this car has only been in my possession for a little bit over a day, but I wanted to give you a quick overview of my initial impressions of this vehicle. So there you have it, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Find me on Instagram at @Schwazy_, and let me know in the comments below what you love and hate about your Model 3. But until next time, I will catch you all at the next video. Take care. Have a wonderful day.